Now, in a strategic move to enhance its international image, Nigeria has officially adopted the Destination 2030 Nigeria Everywhere initiative as its global soft power and tourism brand. This initiative aims to showcase the country's rich cultural heritage and creative industries on the world stage, positioning the nation as a vibrant hub for art, culture, tourism, and the creative economy. Central to this branding effort is the strategic use of Nigeria's national colors, green and white, which symbolize the nation's lush landscapes and peace. According to branding professionals and diplomats, the impact of national branding on international recognition cannot be overstated. They argue that by crafting a positive and consistent image, countries can influence global perceptions, attract tourism, and stimulate economic growth. Nigeria's emphasis on its creative industries, including music, film, fashion, and dance, serves as a powerful tool for soft power, enabling the nation to project its culture and values worldwide. For a conversation on the impact of national branding on international recognition and how countries like Nigeria can use creative industries for soft power, we're now joined by CEO of Dunkit Incorporation, an Atlanta-based international remittance firm leveraging financial technology. Olufolajimi, Agbegunde, it's good to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right. So let's talk about the impact of national branding on international recognition. How has Nigeria fared, do you think?
So unfortunately, due to the situation at home and abroad, the global perception in Nigeria is not very good. And that's as a result of actions by Nigerians and actions by non-Nigerians. So we as a people don't have a sense of oneness with our country. So if you have a sense of oneness with your country, you would protect your country at all costs. You would not defame your country. You would not speak negatively about your country. Rather, you would paint your country in the best light possible at every opportunity, on every occasion that you have. So the strategic objective of this brand, the True Patriot brand, is to alter the perspectives that has been created about Nigeria. Like you said, Nigerians have conquered the arts and the entertainment industry. And unfortunately, that has to do with some Western stereotype about Africans. All they can do is sing and dance. But I'm here to tell you that through my own experiences and through my encounters with Nigerians abroad, Nigerians are doing amazing things abroad. I have an acquaintance that has a patent. He works with Slum Berger in Houston, Texas, and he has a patent registered to his name. Unfortunately, the credit doesn't go to Nigeria. The credit goes to an American-based firm. So the goal here is to redirect all these achievements, the glory and the encomiums that come with those achievements. We want to showcase those things as, Nigerian, so that we can increase the amount of pride that Nigerians have, in their country. And so it's multi-layered. In order to do this, we're trying to, human beings have specific needs as, you need to a roof over your head, you need to eat, and you need to wear clothes, on your back. So we have this True Patriot brand, that gives people, an opportunity to showcase Nigeria in the best light possible. So this is an example here, the green and white colors, the 1960 here, and all that. It's our national heritage, things that are associated with our culture as a country. And the brand is built on two pillars, like I've emphasized, the patriotism element and the quality element, so we're killing two birds with one stone.
Okay. Interesting. But, when we talk about shaping that narrative, especially when it comes to buying made in Nigeria products and helping Nigerians to see the need to patronize Nigeria's brands, Nigerian brands rather. I recall back then when former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo started the Buy Made in Nigeria initiative, and the major challenge was the fact that even our leaders were not wearing Made in Nigeria. The vehicles in the National Assembly, they are all foreign brands and all of that. So there's a lot to be done, especially when it comes to starting from top to bottom and looking at how our leaders can lead by example. So where do you come in, especially in ensuring that this leadership by example is actually, taking root before we now start talking about, because there's a lot to talk about. If you talk about making, manufacturers will tell you that the interest rate is high. They will tell you that, what's this thing we talk about? Inflation is there. Yeah. They'll tell you that the environment is harsh. Yeah. So they'll tell you that they have a lot of challenges. You are doing fine for yourself, but a lot of manufacturers cannot say the same. So how do we deal with all of these challenges?
Okay, so, during the immediate past administration in the U.S., the Biden administration, there was this huge emphasis on buy American, buy American, buy American, right? And it was a top-down thing, a top-down message. So, the federal government ministries in the U.S., had to patronize American products. So, like you said, charity begins at home. So if you want local brands to be patronized, this is where, the government has to, put their money where their mouth is. Like you said, the former vice president, we didn't see him drive a Nigerian-made car. Mm-hmm. So I had a conversation with, a Nigerian manufacturer, a vehicle manufacturer called Nord Motors. These guys are doing amazing. They make, have about 20 different, car specifications. They're doing an amazing job. So if you have such an organization, such a business that does that, the government should buy those cars for all the government ministries. It would not be a bad idea to see the president of Nigeria driving a made in Nigeria vehicle. And this is, I hate to say this, but the grand theme of countries that have attained economic, a certain level of economic development, at some point it was a hatred for all things foreign, a passionate hatred for all things foreign, a love for things that are domestically produced. We as a people need to imbibe that culture, right? And like I said, for us as a business, quality is key, right? So if our local businesses can produce things that can compete internationally, that can compete with our counterparts abroad, people will patronize your products. And True Patriots is an example. We have, orders that come from all over the world, from Australia, from the US. We have fulfilling centers in the US, so you can place an order in the US today, and you can get your products, within, 2 to 5 business days. The same thing with the UK, same thing with Canada, and we're working on, globalizing it. And this is a function of the fact that we can compete, with the biggest brands abroad because of our emphasis on quality. So if other Nigerian businesses can place a premium on quality, I strongly believe that you get the patronage that that you're looking for. And that's not to discount the fact that our leaders need to step up and create attention towards these local brands.
We still have Olufolajimi Agbegunde, CEO of Dunkit Limited, still talking about the issue of branding Nigeria and how our national claims can reshape a global perception. Earlier, before we went on that breaking news, let's talk now about success stories of Nigerian brands leveraging on national identity. Can we actually, identify maybe one or two, despite all the negative perceptions we've been having over time, regarding, the issue of terrorism, crime, fraud, as it were, and of course, capital flight, as it were. So what are your thoughts here?
So my thoughts are, there's this perception that Nigeria hasn't done anything for us as a people, so we don't need to give back to Nigeria. But I think that's a false notion, right? And I'll say this, I've been to a number of countries around the world, and I've interacted with people from, multiple places, multiple African countries. And being a Nigerian, there's something unique about being a Nigerian. You can walk into any room in any country, any bar, restaurant, club, anywhere in the world, and you hold your head up high, right? There's no feeling of inferiority whatsoever, right? The Nigerian has something that is called natural self-confidence. And it's something that that is associated with most or almost every Nigerian. And you see that everywhere you go to. In the US, you see that. Now, where did this come from? Nigeria gave that to you. It didn't just come from, so that's something Nigeria gave to you. So if Nigeria can give you that natural self-confidence, right? Yes, then you should accept that fact, acknowledge that fact that, being Nigerian is a unique thing. And as a result, you should be more than willing to give back to your country by associating your successes to Nigeria, right? That's how I see it. So you have in the field of sports in the US, in the NFL, a bunch of Nigerians, that play for top NFL teams. In basketball, you have, Giannis Antetokounmpo, born in Greece, but Nigerian nonetheless. You have Bam Adebayo, a bunch of Nigerians out there. So these guys, you're American, nobody's taking that away from you, but you're also Nigerian. So if we as a continent or we as a country in Africa are to develop, right, we need shining stars, to associate with our country, to give, people that are down and under, hope that there are possibilities of attaining success. And those successes will be ascribed and associated with Nigerians, right? So that's what it is.
If there's one place or one, sector where we're united as a country, I know
Football.
It's sports. And then another place is social media. You don't mess with a Nigerian on social media. We would come for you. You'd see a lot of Nigerians coming from different places. We've had jollof wars. We've had issues in music, in different areas. How do you think we can take advantage of sports and the social media to build a stronger brand and, change that narrative, create a better identity for Nigerians in the diaspora and everywhere?
So beautiful. Like I said, so the countries that have attained the high level of economic success, at some point in time, they had a hatred for all things foreign. And people might crucify me for this, and people might hate me for this, but how many people are from North London, that support Arsenal? How many people are from West London that support Chelsea? How many people are from Liverpool that are willing to die or go on hunger strikes when Liverpool loses, right? So we need to channel these things back home, right? Why can't we have our local football teams that we all support? Why do we have two massive stadiums in Surulere that are empty all year round, right? We can create all kinds of competitions, miscellaneous competitions that would create and foster talent, right? And so you have two scenarios here. A system where a meritocracy is acknowledged, right? So you have a bunch of people competing. And these competitions, like what you have in the UK, Premier League and all that, are interesting and people want to watch. So you create entertainment value, you create content that people can watch, and you create superstars. Now you create a superstar soccer, a football player that becomes a superstar, and next thing you know, Arsenal comes and they say they want to buy it for $30 million. Where does that $30 million go to? It comes to the Nigerian club. So we need to start appreciating local content more, right? So if you can create a quality league, a quality football league, have, Dangote, for example, he says he wants to buy us now. Why? Are you British? You're not English. I'm sorry, I love Dangote, he's doing an amazing job. Buy a Nigerian
All right,
sports
because
team.
we're really pressed for time. This is a very interesting conversation, but we really have to go. Thank you so much, Olufolajimi Agbegunde, CEO, Dunkit Limited.
Thank you very much for having me.